Hello guys, how are you?
I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please, guys, participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1. You will hear a conversation between a woman clerk and a customer at a cell phone store. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6.
Good morning. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've just moved here, and I need to get a new cell phone number.
Okay, we've got both prepaid plans and 24-month contract plans.
I'll only be here for a year, so I think a prepaid plan is better. Can you tell me something about those?
Of course. We've got a number of different plans. But first of all, I should just mention that none of them come with handsets. You'll just be buying a SIM card, and you can replace the one in your old phone.
Yes, that's perfect. So how much are the SIM cards?
Well, the expense isn't really in the card. To use it, you'll need to set up a plan, and that can range from just over $10 a month upwards. The card itself is just $2, and that gives you about 15 minutes of local calls.
Okay, I knew I'd need a new plan from you guys, but I don't have much money at the moment. Can you tell me about the cheaper plans?
Yes. Our least expensive is the minimal plan. That's only $12 a month.
That's good.
But it's for someone who doesn't use their phone very much. You only get 40 minutes a month of talking time.
Ah. How about internet access with that one?
No, sorry, that's not included.
No, that plan's not for me. I'll definitely need to go online.
For browsing the net? Or for things like Facebook and WeChat?
Mostly social media. It's how I keep in touch with people back home.
Well, we do have what we call a social plan. That might really suit you. You get unlimited data on social media websites.
That sounds great. How much is that one?
That's $40 a month. But you get 200 minutes of talking time, 500 texts, and 2 gigabytes of data, which is about 15 hours of watching videos and thousands of photo uploads.
Well, I do upload lots of photos for my friends back home, so that's fine. But I'm worried that I'll need more text than that. Do you have any plans with unlimited texting?
Well, there is one other plan. On that one, you choose 5 people or 5 phone numbers, and you can talk to or text them as much as you want. That's called the Friends and Family plan.
Okay, that sounds like the one for me. What's the catch?
Well, it's not exactly cheap. That plan costs $70 a month, but it does come with 3 gigabytes and unlimited texts, as well as your 5 designated people.
That's a bit too pricey for me, but I do like it. Can I choose a cheaper plan now and change after I find a job?
Oh yes, you can just come in and let us know whenever you like. It's also possible to log into our website and manage your account yourself online.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10.
Okay, I think the social media plan is the best option for the time being.
Great. So we'll set you up today. We'll just fill in this sales form. Here's your new SIM card. I'll just need to record the number for you. Can you read me that number on the top left-hand side of the card? It's your new phone number.
Yes. It's 047-877-9233.
Okay, I got it. So remember, that's your new number, so you should write it down as well so you can inform your contacts. Hold on to this package that the SIM comes in. There's information on that about how to contact us, you know, just in case your phone gets lost or something like that.
Oh, yes, that's important.
So next, I'll need your name.
Sure. It's Stephen. That's Stephen with a V. And my surname is Conway. That's Conway.
Okay, that's cool. And your address, please?
Well, at the moment, I'm living in temporary accommodation. Once I've found work, I'll be moving to a different place. Do you think that matters?
Well, not really for now. But please let us know when you get a permanent address, okay?
Yes, fine. So I'll give you my current address for now, then. It's 375 Thompson Avenue.
Is that spelled Thompson?
Yes, that's right. It's in Green Park.
Ah, yes, okay. So the total for today is $42.50. That's the SIM card and the first month's plan.
So just to confirm, I'll be able to get the SIM card today and start using it immediately?
Yep, you've got the SIM card already.
Oh, yeah, right, sorry. Now let me see if I have enough cash. 10, 20, 30... No, it doesn't look like I have enough. I guess I'll have to put it on my credit card. Here you are.
No problem. Just a moment. So just sign here, please. Now, do you want help putting the SIM card into your phone?
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
You will hear a tour guide talking to a group of tourists who are visiting a cave in Vietnam. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our visit to one of the most famous caves in Vietnam. As you know, this cave is famous for its wildlife, and one of the creatures you will observe in here is the small cave cockroach. They live mostly on the bird and bat droppings that are so plentiful in the caves. The guardrails along the trails are covered with these droppings, and this makes a feast for the cockroaches, so be careful where you put your hands. They will not harm you, but it can be a shock if you touch them. Once you're in one of the main caves, look out for the green centipedes. They will not be on the trail, but can often be seen on the wall close by. They feed on other insects and are fascinating to look at because of their colour and, of course, their many legs. Please do not try to pick one up, though. These centipedes have a very nasty poisonous bite. There are also deep red millipedes. These have a fully rounded shape, and they look like a streamlined elongated train, with 100 or so closely packed legs extending right and left. When you get to the large high caves, you should look right up above you for the swifts and bats. The bats in this cave are mostly a type of dwarf bat, which are common in this part of the world. They will be clustered high up against the walls, maybe 100 or 200 together. They look like shadows high on the walls of the cave. They are likely to be very quiet right now, but because there are so many of them together, you will have no difficulty identifying them. They sleep all day until they all leave the cave in a massive flock on their nightly hunt for flying insects. The swifts are the creatures you can see flying around during the day, especially if they have young ones to feed. They can navigate in the darkness here and will fly outside in ones and twos at dusk to catch small winged insects like mosquitoes. However, they tend to return before it's pitch black outside, and they do not hunt at night. The swifts make nests, usually higher up on the ceiling of the cave.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20.
The paths tend to run around the edges of the large caves. Mostly this is because the centre is a mound of guano, the bird and bat droppings. This is also the source of the strong smell inside the caves. You may not like this smell, but the locals know its economic value. They have harvested the products of these caves for centuries. The guano is very valuable as fertilizer, and so it's collected each year, once the young birds have grown and the swifts have abandoned their nests. The guano is not the only valuable byproduct of the wildlife here. As you travel through the caves, you will notice some bamboo structures. These very flimsy-looking sets of poles that go a full 100 meters right up to the roof are what the locals climb up to gather the swifts' nests. These are even more valuable than the guano, as they are the main ingredient in bird's nest soup. Before you begin, it's time for some safety instructions. As you probably know, this is a huge limestone cave that goes about 1 kilometre back into the hills, and in places it's 100 metres in height and 300 metres wide. There's no need to crawl around in here as you do in other caves, but it's dark inside, of course. That's why I insisted you bring a working light. Please check that it shines brightly, and ensure that you stay together with others who have a good torch. In one of the larger areas of the cave, the roof is pierced, so some sunlight will get through. It is best to turn your torches off if you can see well and save your batteries. It's a good idea to put your waterproof jacket on now. The walls may be wet, but that's not the main reason for the jacket. The bats and birds do excrete, and they are above you, so just in case. And of course, your hat or hood also keeps you safe from animal droppings. It's not advisable to use the guardrails as handholds. There are lots of droppings on those rails, and don't forget the cockroaches. You absolutely must follow the marked trails. The guardrails on either side are put there so that you cannot mistake them. We take no responsibility for your safety if you go over or under the rails into other cave areas. Keep your torches shining on the path whenever you are moving, just to be sure of your footing, and don't try to go too fast. You might trip, and you will certainly miss some of the fascinating wildlife in the cave. Now, it's time to begin the tour.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You will hear a conversation between a new student and a lecturer. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
Good morning. May I come in?
Yes, come in, please.
I'm a new student and I'm looking for the Office of Engineering faculty. Is this the right place?
Yes, this is the Faculty of Engineering. How can I help you?
I know there was an orientation meeting last Friday, but I didn't attend that meeting. So I'm wondering if someone could give me some information about, the campus life or course requirements or something like that.
Yes. Sit down, please. Where shall we begin?
Firstly, how many lectures do I have to attend every week?
There are not too many lectures of postgraduate courses. Let me check. Oh, you have lectures on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoon, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
How often do I have to attend seminars in a week?
Well, there is only one group seminar on Thursday morning at 9 o'clock.
You mean a group?
Yes.
How many people are there in one group?
About 3 to 5.
Fine.
You will discuss about 20 minutes, and then the representative of your group will give a short presentation.
A presentation?
Right.
Do all members in the group have a chance to give a presentation?
Maybe. And then your subject advisor will give you a mark.
A mark? Does that mean the representative's mark is all members' mark?
That's right.
How about attendance?
The postgraduate attendance is only 70%, but a few students will be absent in our faculty.
Fine. Should I choose the time? Because I have a part-time job.
I am afraid not. The postgraduate course is very intensive. We do not suggest that our students do any other jobs.
Yes, I see. I will spend time on my course. Oh, how many modular courses are there in the coming academic year?
You have 3 modular courses from September to June next year.
OK.
Now, look at questions 26 to 30. Anything else I can help you with?
I'd like to know some information about the course assessment.
Well, beside presentation, you will have an exam at the end of the term.
An exam? What type of exam?
It's an open book exam.
Fine.
But your main assessment is the assignment.
You mean homework?
Yes. You will have to write an assignment with 6,000 to 7,000 words every month.
6,000 to 7,000?
Yes.
Oh, how about the topic?
Your tutor will give you some advice on the topic based on some course handouts or reference books, but you have to narrow the topic by yourself.
So can I choose the topic of essay by myself?
Yes, of course.
Great.
You must pay attention to your essay deadline. All assignment work must be handed in before the deadline your tutor gives you.
When should I visit my tutor?
You should check your tutor's name and contact number on our website.
Fine.
Do you have a library card?
No, I have not applied for one.
I think you should register for a library card first, because you need it when you borrow reference books from the library.
OK, I will apply for one tomorrow morning.
Anything else?
The last thing is, how can I get my username and password for our university's website?
First, you should go to the computer centre to register, and then they will give you a username and password.
That's fine. Thanks for your introduction.
You are welcome. See you later.
See you.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You will hear a lecture about an animal living in South America. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40.
Welcome to Magic Animal Time. Today I'd like to give you an introduction to a magic animal called sloth. Native to Central and South American rainforests, the sloth is the slowest animal on Earth. It needs 12 seconds to finish one step, even slower than a tortoise. Algae grows on its brown furry back because of its inactive lifestyle. Even the fur of sloths is adapted to their lifestyle. Sloths usually hang upside down, so their stiff, wiry fur grows differently from the coats of most mammals. Horses' hair, for example, grows from the back, so rainwater will run off. Below this tough top layer, a dense downy layer of hair provides additional protection from pesky insects. The greenish cast of the sloth's shaggy fur is caused by symbiotic algae that grow in grooves running along the length of each of the mammal's outer hairs. The sloth hosts the algae, and the algae return the favor by providing nutrition that the sloth either ingests by licking its fur or absorbs through the skin. The grayish-green color makes the sloth look just like a clump of dry leaves hanging from a branch. The perfect jungle camouflage, and the longer a sloth lives, the greener it gets. Sloths have a short and flat head, a snout that is short in length, big round eyes, long tree-climbing legs, a stubby tail, and small ears. And though some have called them ugly, they have the cutest face that looks like they're always smiling, just like a koala in Australia. Sloths spend most of the day sleeping, curling up in a tree notch or hanging from a branch with all four legs closed together, their heads tucked between their front legs. People seldom see them much move, even when they are awake. Only at feeding time, sloths move more slowly and carefully, hand over and through the treetops, searching for leaves, fruits, and twigs. They even mate and give birth while suspended from their long, curved claws. Sometimes a sloth will die, hanging upside down from a tree limb, and remain so after death, until they decompose or are forcibly removed. Why do sloths have such an unusual lifestyle? It's the strategy they evolved to survive as tree-dwelling plant eaters in a place with many predators. Most domestic herbivores, such as cattle, horse, and sheep, graze all day long. Because they feed on nutrient-poor vegetation, they must eat almost constantly. Sloths are also classified as herbivores, and their diets are also low in nutrition. But rather than munching all day long, they have become masters at conserving energy. As any athlete knows, maintaining muscle requires large quantities of food energy, far more than a sloth's vegetarian diet can provide. Sloths are relatively inactive and usually spend most of their day hanging upside down, so they can get by with half as much muscle mass as similar-sized mammals. Hence, they don't need to eat too much. In addition, because of heavy muscle, sloths weigh far less than other mammals. This makes it possible for them to climb on thin branches high in the tropical forest canopy, where they can more easily find food and avoid heftier predators. Keeping a high body temperature also takes energy. Sloths fulfill this need by maintaining a lower average body temperature than other mammals. Dogs, cats, horses, sheep, and cows all have average body temperatures between about 100 and 103 Fahrenheit, but a sloth's average body temperature is about 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Equally important, a sloth's body temperature fluctuates with the surrounding temperature. Like snakes and frogs, which are cold-blooded creatures, a sloth's body temperature is highest on warm, sunny days and lowest at night and on rainy days. Sometimes, a sloth takes a sunbath in the morning, warmed up. Then, during the hottest times of day, it hides in the shade so it won't overheat. During a 24-hour period, a sloth's body temperature may vary as much as 10 degrees Fahrenheit. If the body temperature of a person, a cat, or a dog varies just 5 degrees Fahrenheit, it can be life-threatening. Because sloths have difficulty moving over land, they spend most of their time in the trees. They can get just about everything they need high above the forest floor, even water, which comes from eating juicy leaves and licking up drops of morning dew. Short bursts of feeding, followed by long periods of inactivity, make sloths less vulnerable to large raptors, such as harpy eagles and other carnivores, such as ocelots. As long as sloths remain perfectly quiet and still, they're nearly impossible to detect. At feeding time, a sloth reaches out, grabs an overhead branch with its flexible feet, and tugs until the food is within reach of its long tongue. After pulling the vegetation into its mouth, the sloth clips the leaves with its hard, tough lips and slowly grinds them with a large, peg-like teeth. A sloth digests its food just as it does everything else, very slowly. People usually digest their food in about a day, but sloths can take about a month to finish the process. As soon as a sloth swallows a mouthful of pulverized plants, the bacteria in its stomach and intestines begin breaking down the food. It takes many hours for the bacteria to digest the tough plant material that makes up a sloth's diet. Only then can the sloth absorb the nutrients it needs to live and grow. So, do you have a new understanding about the slow but not lazy animal? Next week, we will talk about...
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.